Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the next episode of 62 Who Knew. Want to thank everybody for a record month in April. I was just saying to our guests beforehand that a combination of views of our 4 episodes last month and our social marketing reels and other things that we do surpassed 70,000. Thank you for making 62 Who Knew one of the largest, if not the largest, retirement platforms in the country. But today we're going to do something very special. I think I say that all the time, but it's true all the time. We have 2 incredible guests, and today we're not going to talk about product. We're not going to talk about long-term care insurance or life settlements or in-home care or the use of home equity. Today we're going to talk about protecting those 70,000 plus people that watch our show and millions more, because insurance, as everyone knows, you don't have to be in the financial community. Insurance is the basis of every financial plan in all its forms. And the problem is, and it's a big problem, is it's pretty easy to get an insurance license. No insult to my insurance brothers and sisters, but I think these 2 experts that are on today, they'll correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's more than 5 million licensed life insurance agents in this country. How do you choose the right one? Well, there is now a method to choose the right one that'll do right by you and your family. So without further ado, let's welcome back Chris Orestis, the retirement genius, a national sponsor of 62 Who Knew. Just so well known throughout the country with literally hundreds of thousands of financial planners and insurance people. When Chris speaks, people listen. Thank you for coming back again, Chris, and being with us.
Well, Michael, it's great to be back. You know, we're huge fans of 62 Who Knew, and congratulations on those great numbers for April. Your growth and your reach and the message that you're putting out there continues to just be leading the way, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. And this is very special for me because this next man, Mr. Jonas Roeser, is not only so well known on a national basis in the insurance circles, one of the pioneers of long-term care insurance, of getting the message of long-term care insurance out to the masses when people didn't understand it. Just an all-around professional, an all-around good human, a very great dad. And his biggest claim to fame, he created the 62 Who Knew logo. I mean, can you get any bigger than that? You just can't.
Thanks, Michael.
And yes, the crowd goes wild.
Crowd goes wild.
Jonas, you didn't know we had sound effects.
The phrase too. We were collaborative at the very beginning, right?
Yes.
Right.
Who knew?
Yep, who knew?
But Jonas, welcome back. Thank you so much. Not welcome back. Thank you for being here. So great to have you. We're going to talk about agent review, a project of yours, a brainchild of yours, which is the solution to the problem that we were just discussing, protecting people from getting the wrong insurance, the wrong financial product from the wrong professional. This was your brainchild. You took it from concept, 15, 18 years ago?
No, not quite
to
that
reality.
Long ago, but we're definitely here. We're on the doorstep today, and we're kicking the door open. We're providing a solution for consumers to find the local insurance agent. But the difference is, before going to a directory, they're going to a site that has an independent third party that verifies that this agent is in good standing, so that they're appointed with who they say they're appointed with, so they can actually sell insurance, but also more importantly, that they don't have complaints with the Department of Insurance. And this is done on a monthly basis. So an agent can be on agent review. We want to make it open to everyone. The idea of agent review was back in a day when we were doing another awareness program called 3 and 4 Need More. And it was a leading producer, TV producer, said, hey, we need a platform as consumer media that we can direct people to learn about reverse mortgages, to learn about life insurance, to learn about annuities, to learn about products and services that one should consider when forming a long-term care plan, even entitlement programs, right? Because without a plan, it's a plan to fail. And honestly, I mean, do you buy a house and not use a realtor to close that deal? This is paperwork. You're putting together documents that are going to be there for when you need them. You want to make sure you're understanding what's happening, what they compose of. So why not work with the best professional? And When we first started Agent Review, it really came from being able to offer something different. But in today's AI world, having trust signals like being verified, having them being verified on a monthly basis helps raise the visibility for the professional, but also raises the best credentialed insurance professional to consumer that's looking to be contacted one to one. We act as a consumer matchmaker. So, we're not a lead generation site where, if you were to go in there, Michael or Chris, and enter your name to speak with a professional, and the next thing your text and your phone and your email is blown up because your name's been sold a number of times. You find the product, you learn about it, you request to speak to a verified agent in your community. One person contacts you. But we're about search, education, and assessment. If you think about it from the consumer standpoint, they can come there, they can search, they can learn, and they can assess who they want to work with, and then they can move forward.
It's fantastic. Chris, from your point of view, as the voice of so many hundreds and hundreds of thousands of financial planners and insurance agents, talk to me about your take on Agent Review.
Yeah, fraud targeting seniors has been a problem that goes back as far as anybody can look back. As long as I've been in this business, going back 30-ish years as a senior advocate, fraud targeting seniors has been a top priority for us. And we are seeing more fraud now targeted against seniors than ever. And a ripe field for them to be picked off in is Medicare, Social Security, and then insurance and annuity products. That is an area where fraudsters are targeting seniors at a higher level than ever before. Just a couple of years ago, the U.S. Senate Special Committee on Aging issued a report about fraud targeting seniors, which said billions of dollars a year are being stolen from seniors by entities masquerading themselves as agents, as advisors, or through fraudulent lead generation programs, stealing people's Social Security numbers, stealing people's bank account information, getting their hands on information to not only be able to impersonate them, to fraudulently enroll in and steal benefits, steal money, but actually steal their identities and carry on those frauds even further. So when I saw what Agent Review is doing, I thought this was an ideal platform to help combat that, because by design, Agent Review verifies that an agent is real, that they're licensed, that they're in good standing, and that is a key way to differentiate between those that are fraudulently preying on seniors by posing as agents, posing as advisors, and quite frankly, with the proliferation of AI, posing as humans. People are being scammed through AI tricks that they're not even real people. And so here you have now a platform that helps combat that. It is a independent platform. It's not beholden to any particular insurance company, any particular insurance product. It is a completely standalone, independent platform that agents can go and have to be approved. They have to pass a screening. They have to be verified that they're real, that they're in good standing, that their license is active to be able to even be on the platform. So that becomes a place where the consumer can go and by definition knows that they are looking up and contacting a real verified agent. And that can make all the difference in this fog of confusion that seniors are operating in today.
Absolutely. And Jonas, did you say they're re-verified every 30 days?
Yeah. So just to clarify, and we're still, the great thing is we built this infrastructure. It's ours. So we're able to continue building on. It's not a bolt-on. We are using some great third-party information and data. But as it stands now, the agent has to opt in for the monthly third-party verification. So it is something that as as we grow, right, you see areas where you can improve. Any business does, any organization does. And as we've continued to speak with some government programs, some large insurance carriers, we've realized, you know what, we should probably be doing more in the area because we offer a free subscription. We offer a free subscription for new people coming into the industry that may not have the capital yet to have a CRM or appointment setting or a social media campaign or a reputation management system, which is reviews. But that doesn't come, the free subscription doesn't come with monthly verification because it's a hard cost. It costs money. So as we continue to realize, hey, agent review is starting to sound like the trust layer of the insurance industry. We're providing the service. We should probably not make just the verification part of our highest tier. Let's figure out how we can push that down and build it as the foundation across our infrastructure, at least as they come on board. Because just as Chris said, bad actors everywhere. We were both at a conference and I learned, he mentioned lead generation. It was a shock to me. I've spent years, decades in lead generation to hear that bad actors are actually buying leads and then utilizing, this is information, right? A real senior that's wanted information. So their data that they put into a site is real, and then use that to create profile multiple times and been able to somehow push that through. So it isn't just bad insurance actors. It's also, as Chris mentioned, and as you can imagine, just bad characters in general, trying to figure out a way to trump a system to take advantage of seniors or multiple different kinds of products. So any level of verification, any identification, screening, credibility that we can put in place, we're looking to do. And obviously, if we can provide it in a way that's effective for everyone, affordable for everyone, it's a blessing for the whole industry. Everyone's ship raises in that harbor at the same time.
Yeah, and that's a key
Absolutely. We say
point
that on 62 Who Knew.
Jonas makes a key point, because the word trust is inherent in this. What agent review does is verify trust, and what scammers are doing is playing on trust. They're posing as trusted agents, whether they're agents or they're posing as they're calling from the Social Security Administration. They're calling from Medicare, and they're playing on trust, creating urgency, creating crisis to get people to act quickly without verifying who it is they're talking to. They're telling you, if you don't act now, your benefit's going to be suspended. If you don't verify your Social Security number, you're going to be kicked off out of Social Security or Medicare. We're going to need to take that number from you now. And as much as most people listening to this think, well, who would be dumb enough to fall for that? The answer is millions of seniors are falling for it, because the methods are sophisticated and they're playing on and manipulating trust. So how do you combat that? By being able to find a place to verify where your trust should be.
It's amazing. I think all our fathers, if not grandfathers, or both, taught us trust but verify.
Right.
And it really does sound like agent review is saying, we trust, but we verify.
Well, and this is a great phrase. We're in an AI era, right? We're in a major digital era. I think AI, what's happening, it's maybe a bad analogy, but I think it's one that most can rationalize with. It's bigger than the .com boom, right? If you didn't have a website, you weren't considered a professional before. Now you have to have a digital identity that has to have multiple layers of trust to even resonate on an AI search, but also not just a search that's going to connect that agent or that professional to the consumer looking for them, but it's going to connect AI platforms to say, hey, you're recommended, you're verified. Trust is the new currency today within AI. It's an easy way to put it there. And being on podcasts like this, there's ways that agents can raise their trust currency that isn't just about being on our platform or being on a peer-to-peer platform like LinkedIn or anything else. It's being authentic. It's being out there. It's putting their picture, putting their voice, their image, being on a podcast, being on a newscast, being part of things that AI searches can identify with and say, here's a number of different elements. They're who they say they are, and we're recommending them because that's what's happening. Consumers are using AI platforms now, not to just write a better letter or to refine something. They're using it for search. So they'll go to
That's
Perplexity,
right.
they'll go to Gemini, they'll go to Chat, they'll go to Claude, and they'll ask, who's the local, reverse mortgage specialist? Who's the long-term care insurance specialist? Who should I talk to about life insurance in this zip code? And if you don't have those verifications, you're not even part of the decision process from AI. If you're just sitting on a directory that's stagnant. And that's the little nuance that's different today than, last year. And the thing that's fueling those, besides being on podcasts, when that's really heavy, is reviews. Review is the petrol for the race car if you're a professional trying to get out in front. This is a new digital era. Take advantage of it.
Right.
Make sure that
Well,
your profiles match across multiple systems. Do what it takes to show up and be a professional. You're selling professional products, stand up and loud and proud and put your digital footprint out there.
But as a consumer, as a consumer, you should take advantage of it. But if you're not careful, it'll take advantage of you.
For millions of Americans, the greatest asset they own is their home. Yet most of that equity sits locked away, unused. What if there was a way to unlock your home's value without debt, without interest, and without monthly payments? Introducing Chiefs, converting home equity into financial success. A revolutionary strategy that lets you turn a small piece of your home's equity into cash you can use today to protect your retirement tomorrow. Visit 62whoknew.com to learn how Chiefs can fund long-term care, annuities, life insurance, or lifestyle goals. As we live longer than any generation before us, one question becomes more important than ever. Will your income last as long as you do? On the 62 Who Knew podcast, we dive deep into the strategies that protect your future. And at the center of every strong retirement plan is guaranteed income. Annuities create income you cannot outlive. They provide stability, protection, and peace of mind, no matter what the market does. Visit 62whoknew.com and start planning the rest of your life today.
Yep.
I like that. That's a clip. That's a clip that's going viral. Thank you, Chris. Well, let's face it, reviews, are a term that we've been using long before the internet was here. You went to a restaurant because it had great reviews. You used a doctor because they had great reviews. You went to a hospital and trusted them with your child or your mom or your dad because they had great reviews. Agent review is just taking that into the 21st century.
And if you think about it too, I think we all will go to a peer and say, hey, I'm looking for someone for this, or can you recommend this? You kind of start within your ecosystem, right? But in today's world, you're also starting online. And our goal is to, from an agent review standpoint, is to be that definitive place for insurance, right? If you go look for a real estate agent, where do you go? Like Zillow, right? You go to Zillow. Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If I'm looking for a doctor, I'm going to Health Grades. If I want a review on a restaurant, I'll go to Yelp, right? I want an attorney, I'll go to Avo. So every major vertical has a distinctive leader. That's where I go to find that professional. There's always a close and third second. Insurance, for some reason, in this $1 trillion business, there isn't there isn't a strong leader. We're hoping it's us. We're aiming for it to be us. We got some great people and some great organizations and leadership in other industries to follow after. But that's really what our goal is here, to be that de facto neutral place where you can go find a professional that can help serve you.
If somebody wanted to go today and take a look at Agent Review, www.agentreview.com?
.net, www.agentreview.net. And we're really focused right now on supporting a national footprint of professionals. So insurance agents, financial advisors, and registered Social Security analysts to be there to help support consumers. So we're not pushing heavily right now to the consumer because I need a national footprint. So though
Of
you've
course.
talked about it being around for a while, we rebuilt everything this last year or so with
Yeah.
AI. We're relaunching now, but we are scaling quickly, literally bringing on tens of thousands of agents over the next handful of weeks, and 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 week after week after week, a lot of adoption happening now with industry leaders. Um, and
Hmm.
it's not that expensive. It's actually free if you choose to go that route. So we're building this ecosystem to support consumer education on insurance products. There's no reason for a licensed agent to not at least have a free profile.
Exactly. Chris, you recently wrote an article that was published nationally that our viewers would be able to access through the link that's on the screen.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that article.
Well,
'Cause-
I've been a columnist for Newsmax Money section for the last decade. And my most recent piece was about this very topic, the proliferation of scams against seniors, targeting them particularly in Social Security scams, Medicare scams, and insurance and annuity scams. I had spent some time reading and researching the U.S. Senate Special Committee on Aging's report about scams and the numbers, the sheer scale of dollars that are stolen every year, identities that are stolen every year, and that it was only getting worse because now you had AI and more sophisticated technology to use to drive email scams to get people to click onto links, dialing with actually AI agents calling and trying to get people's social security numbers out of them so they can just relentlessly dial and call without stop until they get through to somebody who they're able to trick into thinking there's a crisis situation going on. They've got to respond quickly. They're about to lose their benefits. They've got a special offer to enroll now, and it's going to get them all sorts of additional benefits that don't exist. And as we were looking through this, a theme that kept popping up was, how do you differentiate between the scammers and the real agents that can be trusted? And I actually saw a piece that had been put out by Redbird Advisors where they endorsed agent review. And I took a look at that, and they had laid out a sequence of ways that anybody who's looking at enrolling in Medicare, Social Security, or buy an insurance product could verify. And their first step was to go to agent review, and then to look at things like Better Business Bureau, look for other reviews or complaints out there on other platforms. And so I thought, well, here we go. There is an entity in the insurance industry that is like a Yelp, that is like a Zillow, where a consumer could go and find a unbiased platform to search and verify for an agent that they could then click and reach out to, and in their local area, who could help them with what they're looking for, knowing that this person had been vetted and was a licensed, verified agent.
This is a tremendous service. It just is. You had mentioned a couple of not cliches, but terms that between the two of your expertise, if you had to name some terms that people have to look out for, enroll now, offer expiring any minute, you get this if you do this now. We should probably put a whole slew of terms on 62whoknew.com that if your agent or anybody that's selling you anything, I don't care if it's the Jelly of the Month Club, that is using these terms, run away, hang up, hit the red button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what would make sense,
listen,
and
Social Security, Medicare will never ask you for your Social Security number. They'll never say, "Give me your number to verify who you are."
Mm-hmm.
That is a tell right there. If anybody's asking you for your Social Security number, asking you for bank account information, asking you for identifying information, hang up and then seek to verify that they're real, or go to a third party to look for an agent to you can talk to. And if you feel like you want to report a potential fraud, either attempted or actually perpetrated against you, you can go to either the Social Security website, you can go to CMS for Medicare or Medicaid, and you can go to state insurance departments. Every state has its own insurance department. Just go to your state government website, and they all have fraud units where you can report either your concerns or the fact that maybe you think you're the victim of fraud yourself.
It happens, right? So it's even, I think if you even have any kind of doubt or hesitant, just literally hang up the phone, right? I mean, why even
Yeah.
engage? And to be honest, don't even feel bad about it. I can tell you one thing. I've had to cancel credit cards before. I've been, a subject of fraud. So and I didn't even give out information. The bad actors, they're good at what they do, right? So, you know, it's there's no need for shame, but there's also no need to give them any inch that they should deserve. And so if you're feeling your guts telling you something, just hang up. Just
And
you
if
Yeah.
know,
it's an
just
email
push don't
that's
push back.
asking you to click on something, don't click on it.
Hmm.
Don't s-
Don't.
don't
Yep.
click on links telling you to click here to verify something, click here to enroll in something, until you know. Like if you see the web address and it's socialsecurity.com, well, that's a scam, because the web address is socialsecurity.gov. So anything
Yep.
posing as a government body with anything other than a .gov in its name, that's a clue to the fact that that's fraudulent.
Fraud at today's level is just staggering. I mean, I was just telling Anthony, our producer, before the show last week. I bank with Chase. I love Chase, and I got a call from Chase. It wasn't a fake call. Did you just buy a few $1,000s in dresses in Arizona? I live in Tampa, Florida. I proudly told them that I buy my dresses here in Tampa. No, I didn't say that. Not that not that there's anything wrong with that, but I said no. I didn't do that. But this wasn't my debit card. This was my bank
Yeah.
account that I've had for 12 years. We had to close the account. Do you know, at my age, after having an account for 12 years, forget the easy stuff, the gym membership, things like that, homeowners insurance, uh, auto insurance, life insurance, health insurance, where your paycheck is deposited, the things that I have to do in the next week, I had to close my bank
Yeah.
account. Now, getting a hold of your debit card, I won't say that's become a regular thing, but it's a lot more regular than 15 years ago. But your actual bank account information, these fraudsters have gone to a level electronically like no one has ever
Yeah.
seen before.
And I think you mentioned Chase. I bank with Chase, and I want this to be like a big endorsement for them. But you know what? When you get that fraud alert as a text, or they do call you and say we suspect something, there's times where I'd be trying to get a transaction to go through, and maybe I was buying something from a website they thought
Yes,
was, and I'd get a little upset. I'm like, what's going on? But now, after you've been through it once, trust me.
that's right.
Thanks for calling. What can I
I,
help
I
you with? Happy to
yeah,
tell you yes or no. I literally was
and
trying.
God knows what
Yeah. When I
yeah,
saw.
and God knows what
Yeah.
websites Jonas really goes on. We'll talk about that on another
Okay. You
episode.
got it.
Yeah, so Chase has to call and verify
Yeah.
certain of his
Mm.
purchases. So, oh wait, total segue. You post things, Jonas, about your daughter's horseback riding that is so staggering. Total segue. Is she still doing that?
Yeah. I'm a very proud father. She's going to
You are.
be so upset with me because I'm talking about her here, but I'll blame it on you.
Talk. I brought it
But
up.
yeah, but you've known her for many decades. She's
Yeah,
she owns her own business now. She's involved in.
that can't be. She's 12
She's
years old. How can that be?
23. She owns
Oh
her own
God.
business. She's a very gifted trainer of riders, not a horse trainer.
Hmm.
And she works at a fabulous barn in Washington. And as a dad, she's happy and healthy, and that's all I think that any father or mother wants with their kids. But I'm blessed because she's happy and healthy, doing what she wants in an industry, controlling her own destiny and making a living at it. I mean, God bless her that I don't have a graduated college student living back in my basement. Nothing wrong with that, but she's like, I want a business. I'm taking care of it on my own, and she's doing it all. And so,
All right. Sorry to the audience. I segued.
yeah,
But
there you go.
again,
Yeah.
when your guest is a very close friend, and you know his children for a long time, it popped into my
Yeah.
brain, and I had to ask, what else can we say? What of our tens of thousands of audience, there's no doubt, even though we are consumer facing. Once a month, we try very hard to do a show that is not consumer facing, that is totally financial planning facing. And I think, Jonas, you may have to come back on possibly at the end of June
Okay.
for not our consumer facing show, but our financial planning insurance agent facing show. Crystal, I hope, will join us again, and let's talk to the insurance world about agent review.
That sounds great. Happy to
Yeah.
join.
Right.
And I'd recommend people take time to read the article that I published in Newsmax, because it really lays out what are the things to look out for. Medicare fraud, look out for these. Social Security, look out for these. Insurance annuity fraud, look out for these. Very specifically laying it out. It's a game plan on how to recognize and then avoid being scammed. And so I would take the time to pull that up, give that a read, and share that with loved ones. If you have some loved ones that, for a lot of families, the adult children are worried about their parents being potential victims of fraud. They're subject to loneliness, to being tricked into building relationships with people remotely through texting that turns out to not even be somebody of the gender that they're interested in, somebody who's not even in the same country, but posing as someone who can't wait to meet them, can't wait to talk to them, or an agent or advisor who's reaching out to want to work with them to help them enroll in something. So I would, if you're worried about your loved ones, I would take time to read this, share this with them, have a conversation with them. Open communication across a family will do a lot also to help stop fraud from happening. And I would just encourage everybody, eyes wide open, because they're out there 24/7, 365, working to get every single one of us. And we've got to be on our toes. We've got to be on our guard.
What a great way to end the show. What a great message. I'm going to post that article on our website. I'm going to post that article on 62 News.
I think your next article
Facebook,
title,
LinkedIn,
Chris, is Eyes Wide Open. I think that would be a great title.
Oh, I like that.
Like that.
He's so good at coming up with stuff.
Oh.
Can you do a logo for him, please? Like with a big eyeball? Like,
We've already got a
I can think of
Retirement
a few
Genius
logos.
logo, and
Yeah.
that's right. We don't need it.
and if Jonas had been the
Okay,
one to
it's gonna
come up
be
with
the-
it,
it's
I'm
gonna
sure it
be-
would have been even better than it. Probably would have had an eye patch. It probably would have been me with an eye patch.
Yes, an eye patch.
Okay.
Well, you
I
know
got
what,
an eye
Jonas?
patch
It
story
might be
for you
the.
guys later. We'll save that for another time. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you, Jonas, I think my next article is going to be Eyes Wide Open. So I think you just gave me another gem.
Well,
All
we'll have to
right.
come in the studio. I think I'm going to be in Florida soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Oh, okay. You know I want to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chris. As always, the Retirement Genius, not only your title, but well-deserved. Jonas, old friend, so good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Let's get you back on the professional-facing episode
Okay.
and get agent review out to as many insurance agents and financial advisors as we can. To our great audience, thank you for watching. Remember to go to www.62whoknew.com to learn about all of this, everything we talk about. Remember, every service that is offered on 62 Who Knew, to learn about long-term care insurance, to learn about life settlements, to learn about annuities, life insurance, selling your home, everything that we offer is a free service. Go download your guides, have the highest quality of life. We're going to end this episode with Chris's very wise philosophy. Eyes wide open, everybody. Have a great week.